So in this program, I have created a class card. I have a data member as string color, which will show me the color of the particular card, string name, the name of the card, and int price, the price of the card. Right now, I haven't created any default constructor. I will come to the concept of constructor later in this particular video. And I have a member function which is named as printval. It is a void kind of function, so it will not return anything. So basically I will print all these values for that particular car. So the price of this colored car, the name of the car, and then the price of the car. So this is the writing format for writing the values of this particular car. So in the main method, I have created a car xyz. This is the reference variable, and the new card. As soon as I write this line, this will allocate memory in heap with default values. So as soon as I write this line, this will basically create an object of card type of class in the heap memory. Now there's a very fine detail here. This particular xyz which I have written here, this is a reference variable. This reference variable will point to a memory location in the heap. Now, this reference variable is in the stack, but the object which will be created actually, that is in the heap. So the object is in heap, but the reference variable is in stack. Now, this is a difficult topic for a beginner, but okay, for now keep it in mind. Later you may use it in at some point of the time. Okay, so basically, which is important for you at this point of time, as soon as I write new card and then I give this parenthesis, this will allocate some memory for the object of card type of class in the heap memory. And since this is a default constructor and I haven't created any default constructor by myself, so the values will be default initialized. Like for example, if I have color, which is a string type of variable, so color will be a null value in this case. Similarly, name will also be null in this case, because my constructor is a default constructor, and that too created by Java automatically. I haven't written any default constructor as of now. And then I have int price, that will be also initialized to 0. So there will be default values for each type. And then okay, now I will show you by printing the value. Okay, let's see. I will try to print the name. So this should print null because these will be default initialized, as I have already said. So let's see. Is it visible? I don't think so it is visible. um, this is not visible actually. um, Even if I increase the size, this won't be visible. Is it visible? I don't think so. The null part is not visible in the screen, but I can see this. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's write something very basic over here. I am printing the value of the name of my card. Let's see. Then give some space. Let's see. It should print null and tell me if you can see here null is getting reflected. Actually that part of the screen is not visible, but never mind, you can see this, you can get the idea, right? That this will show me null. Okay, wait. So where was I? Yeah, I was saying that this should print the default value because this is a default constructor, that too not created by me. Now I am manually initializing the value. So for the card XYZ, I am using the dot operator. You can write the values. Okay, so XYZ dot name, and the name of my card is XYZ. I have written it in capital letters to create a clear cut difference. Okay, mind it, this is the value for the name variable, and this is the reference variable. The XYZ in small letters is the reference variable. Okay, now I have also set the price in a similar way. XYZ dot price, and this is the price of my car, and then XYZ dot color is equal to red, the color of my car. And now I will call this print value, which is the function, and this should also print the values which I have set now. So again, it will not be visible properly because that part of the screen is not visible, but if you can see, the price of the red colored XYZ is, and in the next line I have the price for my car. uh wait a minute, I can show you. Yeah, see, I think you can see this. The price of the red colored XYZ is this. So price of the red colored XYZ, or more uh, means better way of writing this, the price of the red colored this car. Let me add car over here. Yeah, the price of the red colored XYZ car is this much. Okay, so this is how I have initialized the values, and now I will tell you some points regarding constructor and what is actually a constructor. So a constructor is a special function with no return type and the same name as that of the class. So this is a very important definition. Keep it in mind. A constructor is a special kind of function, okay, with no return type. So if I create a constructor, which I will show later, there will be no return type for that particular constructor, and the constructor will have the same name as that of the class. So let me create a constructor of default type only. Okay, so the name of my class is car, then I'll give parenthesis, and I will create a default kind of constructor. So I will not give any parameters within the parenthesis. So there will be no parameters for this constructor. For a default constructor, no parameters will be there. And here, now I am creating this particular constructor, and so I can simply set a default color of red for an okay, not red, if not red then white default color for this means for any car I will create from now onwards using the default constructor, the color will be white by default. Then next I have name. So let us set a name of ABC. So for any car I will create from now onwards using the default constructor, the name will be set to default as ABC. Also price, let us say the price will be set to by default this much. Okay, so now if I create any object using the default constructor, by default these will be the values for that particular car. Now what is the function of this constructor? Constructor is used to initialize the values of these data members. So as I said, now from now onwards, if I create an object using the default constructor, the values will be this. So if I run this same program again, so I have written car XYZ and new car. So now since the default constructor is created by me, Java is not automatically creating the default constructor in this case. I have created my own default constructor. So if I again run the same program, So if I try to print the value, I am printing the value of the name. Oh, sorry, double A is there. Okay, I am printing the value of the name of my car, then xyz dot name. So the name by default should be ABC. So let's see whether that is getting printed or not, and let's run this program. Minimize the screen again. Can you see? Okay, I am printing the value of the name of my car, ABC. I am printing the value of the name of my car, and the name of my car is ABC. So right now ABC is getting printed, and why that is getting printed, as I have said earlier, because the default constructor is being created by me and not by Java this time. So whatever object or whatever I will create from now onwards using this default constructor, the values for the member data members will be default initialized to these values. Like the color will always be white, the name will always be ABC, and the price will always be 2 lakhs. Okay, so basically a constructor helps us to initialize these values, the values of the data members. Now there are three types of constructors: a default constructor, a parameterized constructor, and a copy constructor. Now copy constructor is a difficult topic for a beginner, and we will discuss it later. For now, let us learn about what is a default constructor and what is a parameterized constructor. And we have had a good conversation on what is a default constructor. A default constructor is any constructor with no parameters. See, there is no parameter over here. The parenthesis is completely empty. Within the parenthesis, I have not written anything. So a constructor with no parameters is known as a default constructor. Now, the next thing is, if there is no constructor, Java automatically creates a default constructor. So this was the previous case. So in that case, if I comment this out, let me comment this out. Okay. Now in this case, since I have commented this out, in this case, Java will automatically create a default constructor. So if there is no constructor created by me, Java will automatically create a default constructor. And in the case when Java will create a default constructor, at that time, the values will be default initialized. Default initialized in the sense, like for string, the default value will always be null. Like for integer, default value will always be 0. So these are default initialized things. Okay. When Java will create its own default constructor, and Java will create its own default constructor only in the case if I haven't created a default constructor. And what is a parameterized constructor? If I uncomment this again, okay. Now if I give certain parameters within this constructor, like int x, I have a parameter right now which is an integer, and I want to set the price to this x. Now whatever price I will set, it will be set to x. I will pass this x value from the main method when I will create an object. Now this is a parameterized constructor. Why a parameterized constructor? Because within the parenthesis I have given an integer value x over here. I can give even more parameters over here. Right now I have means since I am explaining the basics, you can for your understanding purpose, I have only shown a single parameter. So I can also pass strings over here, like a string value of str maybe, and I can set the color to that particular str, that particular string. I can do this. So this is for the case of a parameterized constructor. Now you have got the idea what is a default constructor. A default constructor is a thing with no parameters within the parenthesis, and a parameterized constructor is a constructor with parameters within this parenthesis. Now let me show you something. As soon as I have uh, made this a parameterized constructor, after uncommenting this, I added two parameters within the parenthesis, and now it has become a parameterized constructor. Now I will move to the main method part and I will show you something. See this red colored line. This was earlier not the, so this red colored line clearly shows us that something is erroneous in this case. So an error is taking place. There's an error in this particular line of code. Now why? So the reason for this is, if we create a parameterized constructor and do not create a default constructor by ourselves, read this line again. If we create a parameterized constructor and do not create a default constructor by ourselves, which means that if we are creating a parameterized constructor, like here we have created a parameterized constructor, huh? And we haven't created any default constructor by ourselves, and we are expecting that Java will create it, right? But in this case, this is not the proper idea. This is something which is wrong. So if we create a parameterized constructor and do not create a default constructor by ourselves and try to call the default constructor, which I'm trying to do right here. I haven't created a default constructor over here, but I'm trying to call the default constructor from this place, from the main method. It will throw error. So in this case, we have to create a default constructor by our own. So if we create a parameterized constructor and do not create a default constructor by ourselves and try to call the default constructor, which I was trying to do right here, then that will throw an error. And so in this case, we have to create a default constructor by our own. So in this case, we cannot expect that Java will create a default constructor. So what we have to do is, we will create a default constructor over here. So let us create a default constructor over here, car, then parenthesis, and it should be empty, then a body, and let us write here color, which was white, right? In my previous example, white, and then name should be ABC, and then price should be X. So here I had set a default value of ABC over here, but in order to make your understanding even better, let us create another string str2 and let us write str2 over here, str2, right? So this is my default constructor. Why have I written X here? Oh sorry, this should be a default value. Yeah, so yeah, I have created the default constructor right here, and now the red line disappears because now it will not throw an error, because what we said earlier, if we create a parameterized constructor and then we try to call the default constructor from the main method, it will simply throw an error. In that case, we have to create our own default constructor, and Java will not create a default constructor in that case if we have already created a parameterized constructor. So that's all for today. We have more concepts of constructors coming up, but we will discuss them, I mean, after a few more chapters, because I guess it will be a bit difficult for everyone to understand those concepts. But before that, the concepts of basic OOPs are even more necessary. So that's all for today.